Hello, Instagram. Hello, Facebook. So let me go ahead and set up. So good morning, you guys. It's Massive Move Monday. It is Massive Moves Monday. And we got some convers. Well, I'll say this. We got some things to talk about, you guys. We got some things to talk about today. Because some of y'all are literally killing yourself. Killing yourself with pleasing and not being able to say no. Some of you guys are literally doing things to please everybody else, and it's harming you. It's literally harming you. So welcome, you guys. Welcome. It's been one amazing weekend. For those of you who follow me, hello, welcome back. For those of you who are following me for the first time, what's up? Thank you for chilling with me on this Monday morning. I know most of the time on Mondays I come on at noon, but I have a meeting at noon, so I had to get it in ahead of time. So for those of you who don't know me, it's your girl, Ms.Uorthodoc. I am actually coming to you live, you guys, from Washington, D.C., from the DMV area. I'm born and raised here, and I'm here actually visiting family for the next couple of weeks, and also doing my V-steams and also my healing services. So yeah, if you want to, if you're in the DMV area and you want to get a healing session with me, or you want to get a V-steam with me, hit me up in IG, hit me up in the DM, and then for my Facebook crew, inbox me. Or we can actually chat it up on my website, which is healmyvagina.com or MsUorthodox.com, and that's DOC and not DOX. So with that being said, you guys, first of all, I want to say thank you to all of the clients who've already supported me. Thank you for allowing me to pour into your life. It's amazing of the blessing that's already transpired since I've been here. I'm really grateful for all of the young ladies that's in the DMV that's already hit me up that I will see this week. First of all, kudos to you for saying yes to you. I'm glad that I'm a part of you taking your life back. I'm glad that I'm a part of you. I'm a part of the transformation that you need to make for this next quarter, for this next level in your life. I am so grateful and honored to be a part of that. So for those who don't know what I do, I specialize not only in holistic health for the vagina, but I am certified in Reiki, 1, 2, and Master. Also certified in inner child healing, and also chapter closings and those type of things. Anything that heals, the emotional, spiritual, past in your life. That's basically what I specialize in. I love what I do. I really love when my clients come to me and they're in a certain position where they're distraught, or they feel like they're at a loss, or they feel like they can't go on, and we get to do a healing session and we get to do a V-steam, and then to see them in 30 days and they don't even look the same, like they don't even know them. So it's always awesome. I always say I have the best job in the world, and I do not take that for granted. I love what I do, and God couldn't have given me a better job. So I'm so grateful. Like I said, I do not take that for granted. Thank you for trusting me with your pain, because at the end of the day, they share some of the most deep, dark secrets that they've actually never told nobody. And some of them have been carrying it for 30 and 40 years. So I'm so grateful that I get to help you win. I get to help you win. I get to be the cheerleader on the side of walking with you in your life to help you win. So I'm always honored with that because, there is a saying that when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so I love how each one of my womb queens are ordained. They're assigned to me. And so and that's why it's so important for me to offer Massive Move Mondays and Womb Wellness Wednesdays and Fearful, Fabulous, Freeing Fridays, because it is a way that I actually can virtually help you get off of that couch and make a decision to get back in a race in your own life, or possibly take your life back, or possibly get out of something that's not healthy for you. So I love what I do. I get the honor of working with women and sometimes with men. And so I say kudos to that. And so with that being said, you guys, so Mondays are Massive Move Mondays. I come on and talk about different massive moves. Sometimes they could be about business. Sometimes they could be about personal life. It really depends on where Spirit wants me to go. So over the weekend, I don't know, some of you probably caught my live from yesterday. A lot of you guys know I'm really spiritual. I'm not about religious shit. I'm not about rituals and all that dumb shit that keep you blocked and all that. I'm just not into that. I'm about spirit is always liberating and free. And if that is not what that's doing, you're not going to find me there at the end of the day. So I'm not your average churchgoer or whatever the case may be, but I do understand that in a point of my life, early on in my early 20s, that was me. I was a faithful churchgoer, and I attended a church called the Church of the Lord's Disciples, and my pastors were Deron and Jill Cloud at the time. And so that's where it all started. The very core reason why I do what I do right now is because of these two people. And the deposits that they made in me were, beyond amazing. And so I'm always grateful. I know the last two times that I was here, I was home, I had stated that I was actually going to go and lay my eyes on my old pastor, and I never got a chance to do it. And so yesterday, I got that opportunity, and I'm gonna tell you something. It was really, really good to see, just the maturity of the church where it is now. It was really good to see a lot of people who know me when I was really off the damn chain. It was really good to, just, let my pastor know that, everything that you taught me, that you and your wife taught me back in the day, it's basically a part of my business right now. It is something that I've been definitely blessed to be able to use to help women go from within and help them reign in their life. So I mean, just that moment of seeing my old pastor and being able to, really say thank you that, at that time, whether he was going through whatever, him and his wife was going through whatever, they still managed to be able to pour some really powerful sermons into the lives of the people who were following or going at that time. So kudos and shout out to Deron and Jill Cloud. I actually had a real good time yesterday, you guys. And I'm going to tell you something. It's amazing when Spirit actually kind of validates basically what you do based on the sermon that he preached. And like I said, I have not seen him in 20 plus years. That's how long it's been since I've been home at my old church. It's been about 20 something years. And so for me to go in, and the very thing that he talks about is the very thing that I do now, about frequency and energy and women having their own voice and standing in your authentic truth, and why it's really important to speak your truth, even though it's going to ruffle some feathers, even though it's going to cause some people to stop liking you, even though it's going to shake up some shit, even though it may be your mother or your father or your siblings. I mean, this thing was so rich yesterday. I was just like, I was just like, God, it's just really amazing that you get that. I don't even want to consider it a stamp of approval. I'm going to say more of a Just the reassurance that, hey, look, what you were called to do is actually where the move of the world is right now. And a lot of it has to do with women. And so when he taught, what he taught yesterday was so powerful that I was just like, okay, you know, he didn't even have to use the prompts that he used. He could have just stood me up and just pointed because it was that real. So I actually wanted to craft my Massive Move Mondays based on the teachings from Sunday. And so this is something that a lot of people struggle with. This is something that I struggled with for years. This is something that caused me my health in so many areas of my life. This is something that actually was a major setback for me in different areas of my life. This disease that I'm about to talk about cost me a lot of money, and it's costing some of you a lot of money right now. But this disease also is so subtle and so cunning that you don't even realize that you're doing it, because it has become such a way of life for you that it's almost normal. And it's almost normal to the point where it's like you carrying around your ID every single day or carrying around your cell phone every single day. It's the norm for you. And because it's the norm for you, you don't see anything wrong with it, because where you are mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the rewards that you're getting, which are toxic, the rewards that you are getting from the level that you're on right now, you don't see anything wrong with this disease that I'm about to talk about. So it actually starts at a young child, especially if you had religious parents. If you had parents who went to church and was really in that mindset of, making sure they're good for God, or making sure, they kept all the 10 commandments, and making sure, if you grew up in that, you have this disease so bad, you're probably you're probably in stage 4 of it now. Like, you're probably, because there's early stages of it. You got your emergency room. You got your waiting room where you haven't even been seen yet. And then you got your emergency room where you feel something going wrong. And then you got your other floor where they put you in a room and they run some tests to see what's wrong. And then they eventually put you either in ICU or whatever the case may be. In any of those stages, you're still receiving, except for the waiting room area, you're still, there's a chance that you're going to receive some type of prescription. There's a chance you're going to receive some type of prescription. And most doctors' goal is to give you 1 to 5 prescriptions, because it's a game, it's a cycle. But that's another whole Facebook Live and IG Live, so I'm not even going to get into that. But at the end of the day, you guys, this disease that I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say 75. No, I'm going to take it up a little bit. 79% of people have this disease. And to them, it's not a disease. To them, it's their way of doing God's work. To them, it's their Good Samaritan duties. So they don't see this thing that I'm about to talk about on Massive Move Monday. They don't see it as a disease. And what is it? The disease to please. Let me say that again. The disease to please. Now, I'm going to talk about this disease from an unhealthy perspective. And I'm going to talk about it because you can't even fully, accept the love of Spirit or God if you have this disease. Why? Because you don't trust you, and you damn sure don't trust something that you can't see. I'm going to say it again. When you have this disease, the disease to please, you don't trust yourself. And I'm going to show you in these 10 tips why I say that. So this unhealthy toxic syndrome, and I ain't gonna lie, there are so many books written on this because people feel like it is what they supposed to be doing. Now, do not get this confused with you sowing and giving from a healthy standpoint, from where both of you guys win. And we like to put a lot of things on God and a lot of things on church, and the way that you give has absolutely nothing to do with neither one. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way that Spirit intended for you to give to the point where it hurts you. That is not healthy. I'm sorry. If you are doing something for somebody, be it a mate, be it a family member, be it a boss, and it is causing you health conditions, it needs to stop. So this unhealthy toxic syndrome, called the disease to please, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a couple of reasons why we feel like we're obligated to please. Even when the Spirit in you is saying no, you still say yes. And I'm going to give you some tips on why you do this. First of all, if you grew up in a household like me, where everything was about church, Jesus, this, that, and the other, then your parents had a perspective of sowing and you serve. So they had you on the young usher board, or they had you in the choir, or they had you in the drama ministry, or they had you at the fish fry, or they had you at Bible study, or you in church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, early in the morning service and evening service. This was your life. Now, I ain't going to be in none of y'all business. I'm going to talk about me. Because if I can put my own shit out there, I can help somebody win. So if you was like me, you were in church every time it was open. And so what you start developing is, you start developing this toxic view or perspective of who God is. And what does that look like? That looks like, I'm going to tell y'all what that looks like. Your perspective start being tied in that the God that the pastor's talking about, or the people who are praising this God, he is someone who wants you to serve all the time when the church is open. That is your duties to him. Wrong. And so at a very early age, your mother basically puts this in you. So now you're walking around with a distorted view of who God really is. And so, I gotta serve, I gotta do. I must do this, and I gotta do this, and I gotta do that. And if I don't do that, God's gonna be mad at me. Or if I don't do this, he's not gonna bless me. And some of you as adults are doing it right now. Some of you as adults, it's like, I got to do this and I got to do that. I got to pay for past sins. I got to pay because I committed a sin. I went against the 10 commandments. So God is mad at me. And this is your mindset. So you find yourself performing in an unhealthy, toxic way, because this is what been installed in you, that we serve a God that you must meet these quotas, you must meet these standards in order for him to give your love. And that ain't got shit to do with the almighty high power and spirit that I know. Ain't got nothing to do with that. And so as a child, as a young girl, we as women are already nurturers. So then you get this other stuff put on you about serving. And then even when you leave the church, you start doing it in a relationship. So now you got this strong desire to please a man who's abusing you. And you keep reinforcing it because he keep lying to you and tell you he gonna change. But his mouth is saying that, but his action is not showing shit. But you keep rewarding him for his bad behavior. So why in the hell would he change it if he gets what he needs and more from him being toxic to you? Why would you change it? Why would you keep dealing with her and she keeps sleeping around and she gonna say to you in your face, I'm not gonna do it anymore, and eventually do it again? Disease to please. It is a disease, you guys. But I'm going to give you some prescriptions. I'm going to write you about 10 prescriptions today. So you can virtually take it with you, write it down, put it on a sticky note, put it in your phone, do whatever you got to do. But I need you to go to the drugstore, the healing holistic drugstore, and get these 10 solutions. Okay? These 10 medications, because you're going to need them. If you are someone on whatever level, you have this strained desire to please every damn body. But here's the thing that I didn't say. Your pleasing is almost like an acid to your spirit. And every time you do what you don't want to do, a piece of you is taken away. Okay. So I'm going to share a couple of things of what the disease to please look like. So you do a lot of putting yourself before everybody else. Most of you guys who are mothers, you do this anyway. This is something that's normal to you. Now, when it's an infant baby or it's children who really can't fend for themselves, that is what a healthy desire to please look like. But when you put everybody before you, toxic, you actually say yes when inside of you is screaming, hell no. And so what this disease to please make you feel like, it makes you feel like you're going to be looked at as a bad person if you say no. You're going to be looked up as stuck up or selfish or uncaring if you say no. Now, you actually eventually put unnecessary pressure on yourself for someone who wouldn't even do that for you. Because you know a lot of people that you actually have this disease to please, for some reason you look at them in a high regard. And so you say to yourself when they ask you to do something, even when it comes to money or a decision or your car or whatever the case may be, you look at them more valuable than yourself. And so what you do is lower yourself or dim your light to say yes to them. Why? Because you want their damn approval. Because you want their damn approval. And the sad part about it, if you reverse the roles right now, and I'm going to get into some solutions. I told you I was going to give y'all 10 prescriptions. If you reverse the roles, they would not do 5% of the 100% that you're giving to them. Wouldn't do it. But because you don't even want to digest that truth, you act like you don't see it. Disease to please. And so the reason why a lot of you guys do this, or you have this toxic ass relationship with the disease to please, is because this shit makes you feel important. Why? Because there was different opportunities for your parents to celebrate you, reward you, recognize you, uplift you so that you can grow in that area, so you can be secure with yourself. That never happened. So you look for this thing in everything that you do for everybody else. You look for this level of oh, that was a good job. Oh, I mean, some of y'all crave when somebody writes a good review. Some of you guys crave when You're recognized to the point where it's other people hearing or part of that person say, you know what, you know what, you went out your way to sow, you went out your way to do this, you know what, thank you so much. Some of you guys crave that shit, and guess what? And you do it even when you got to pay for it on the back end. What does paying for it on the back end look like? It looks like you've been stressed out to the point where you got to go to the hospital because you're depressed or you having anxiety attacks because your disease to please is so damn deeply ingrained in you that it's causing your heart to race. That it's causing you not to get proper rest at night because you keep playing over and over in your head. Like, how am I do this for everybody else and do all these other things? And I got a whole list of things I need to do for me and my family. I'm going somewhere. Just stay with me. I'm going somewhere. What does disease to please look like? So for years, most of the time when you have this toxic disease to please, it actually offers you a unrealistic solution, a very small and temporary validation. For that split second, that person said thank you. And because it came from somebody that you look up to, or you think that this person is higher than you, their one thank you has given you like a shot of damn Percocet or codeine. And every time this person come around, you're yearning for them to ask you to do something because you looking for that next hit. I'm telling y'all how deep this shit is. Because I have some clients, I'm going to tell you something. Some of them almost losing their home. Some of them got so much toxic shit going on in their house and in their life because they have this disease to please. And they don't know how to say no. What else do it look like? For some of you, this disease to please is like a personal security. It's almost like it brings you a level of self-confidence. But it's so false. It's so false because it's only one person winning here. And that's the person that you're going out your way to please, who has no intentions or reciprocating that. None whatsoever. So, it started off as a young child, and then it continues to grow because, see, when we get in middle school, we're preteens in elementary school and middle school, we're basically seeking for the approval of our classmates because we want to be liked. Some of us act a fool and want to be center of attention in school because, we don't get a lot of attention at home. And so as you get into middle and high school, some of you, the disease to please look like, I got to make sure I make all A's. I got to do this and I got to do that to stay on the honor rolls. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but the intention behind you doing it, if it's because you're trying to please somebody else, most likely it's your parents. Because you don't want to shame them. You don't want them to look a certain way. You are a reflection of them if you do something wrong or if you don't meet the mark. You're a reflection of them. And so you have this unhealthy, toxic relationship with disease to please. And so you spend your whole damn life doing this. And then you go become somebody's husband or wife. So then you take on another unhealthy level of pleasing. And that's, and because you didn't really listen to your intuition from the beginning, you ended up in a toxic ass marriage with a toxic ass person because you went totally against that and you just want to please. And you know, in the midst of you making your wedding plans, in the midst of the engagement, in the midst of all that, you know he or she ain't right for you. But because you have the disease to please, you gonna go ahead and follow all the way through the wedding. Why? Because you so worried about what people gonna think if you call a toxic ass wedding off. I'm just showing you how it's costing you so much money. I'm just showing you how it's costing you so much time. All based on some quicksand. Because there ain't no damn foundation. Disease to please don't come with a foundation. Everything is murky. Everything is bound to go down. So with that being said, y'all know I'm not going to bring you a problem if I'm not going to give you solutions. So I don't know if you found yourself somewhere in anything that I've said. And I'm going to tell you something. I used to be a master of it. I'm going to tell you right now, I used to be a master of it. And it used to get to the point, and I'm like I said, I'm not even talking about y'all, I'm talking about me. It used to be to a point, because I'm the middle child. So see, I'm always like the reasoning in the family, in my siblings, or I'm always like the solution oriented. Yeah. Disease to please. Disease to please. And it's so funny because I tell this story all the time on my lives, but I remember one of my older cousins saying, you know what, Tanya, I remember when you were little, and my grandmother used to have this big old white Cadillac where she could fit all her grandbabies in. And I remember sitting in the back, we would get ready to go to church, and my grandmother used to actually give us Tootsie Roll Pops before service. I don't know why she gave it before service, because you know damn good and well we weren't going to sit still. Anyway, so she used to give all of us Pops, and I love the chocolate one. And so she used to give all us Tootsie Roll Pops. And she gave all us Tootsie Roll. I was into saving mine. I'm going to save mine after service or whatever the case may be. So I actually took mine and put mine in my little fake fur coat pocket. And my sisters, 2 on one side, 2 on the other side, 2 older, 2 younger, would open theirs up and eat it to the point where all they had was a stick. And then they would start crying. Because they didn't have no more. Would start crying. And ask Grandma, could we have another one? No. You should have saved it. You shouldn't have ate it fast. And so because the need to please was put in me at such an early age, at 5 and 6, I take my Tootsie Roll Pop out and I break it with my mouth into about 4 pieces and gave it to my 4 sisters. When my cousin told me I did that, I had to sit back and think about that. Because at the end of the day, why did I take responsibility for all 4 of them already eating their Tootsie Roll Pop? That had nothing to do with me. And I right then didn't want them to cry anymore, didn't want them to feel pain, and gave it to them. So I want you guys to understand that this is a disease to please I had at about age 5. I'm 47 now. So I want you to understand how toxic, if it starts with you as a child, it becomes a way of life. And so you think the shit is normal, and it's not. And so lo and behold, when my cousin shared that with me, I had to look at that from the standpoint of, okay, so my mindset always go to, I'm going to treat people like I want to be treated. And to be right honest, out of all 4 of my siblings, only 2 of them would have actually did that for me. Till this day, only 2 of them would have did it. I'm just sharing some truth. And so It was installed in me at that. And so I see how it was in my marriage. I seen how it was in on the one job that I had. I seen how it was in when I went to do partnership with other people. I seen how the disease to please had actually taken over my damn life. I didn't even know who I was. And I had all this pressure, and we like to give it different names like multitasking or boss chick or I can, make this shit happen. That shit ain't healthy when you're sick. It ain't healthy when you're sick. I'm going to tell you that right now. When you're sick and you doing all this to please everybody else, no. But that's where aneurysms start. That's where depression, anxiety, suicide thoughts, unhealthy levels of fear. See, but that's where all that shit starts. The disease to please. So, I'm going to give you 10 prescriptions, virtual prescriptions. And here's the thing, y'all. I'm not even going to send you an invoice for them. You get these for free. I'm not even going to send you an invoice. So now you ain't gotta have an excuse with yourself by saying I can't afford these 10 prescriptions that she's giving out. I just thought I'd throw that in there. So I'm going to actually start from the least to the greatest. So number 10, check your intuitions. When somebody asks you to do something, check your intuition. What did your gut say after they asked you? Because 9 times out of 10, that's really the first answer that you actually need to go with. Even when it makes your ass feel uncomfortable. That is the answer you should have went with. And lo and behold, I know some of you can actually go back to when your gut told you no and you went anyway and you end up it end up costing you years of your life, or it end up costing you a certain amount of money. The disease to please. Number 9. Why do I feel obligated to do this deed for this person? Why do I feel obligated? Why do I feel obligated? I know them, but I don't know them. Why do I feel obligated? 8. Why do I feel like that person's entitlement is connected to me? Why do I feel that? These are things you got to ask yourself. Why do I feel like this person is entitled? Because that person they feel entitled for you to do X, Y, Z. Why do I feel that? Number 7, be honest with you first. Be honest with you first about who the person is that's asking me to do whatever. Be honest with yourself first. Number 6, create a mantra. I'm going to tell y'all the mantra. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to create it for you. I'm not even going to tell you to go out and find it. I'm going to give it to you. This is the mantra that you need to practice every morning when you get up, throughout your day, and before you go to bed. No, no, and more fucking no. Create a mantra. No, no, and more fucking no. Hashtag that, put it in your phone, screenshot it, put it on a t-shirt, but whatever you do, master it. No, no, and more fucking no. Stop being attached to their feelings or reactions after you've said no. Stop being attached to their outcome or reaction after you said no. Because some of you say no, but when they react a certain way, it makes you feel bad, so you switch your damn answer up. I'm just saying. Consider whether or not you're being manipulated. And how you do that? Just find out why every time this person is in a certain situation, they only call you at that time. And 9 times out of 10, you don't hear from them unless they need something. I know. I just went down like 10 different pews in the church and stepped on all y'all toes. I know. Number 4. If you decide to do it and it's healthy, where 2 people win, you win and the other person win, set a time limit on it. I can do it, but for only an hour. I can do it, but I can only dedicate 15 minutes for it. I can do it. I can only watch her for this amount of time. Set a time limit to it. I can do it, but with these restrictions. That's balance. Number 3, master stalling. I'm going to let that one set. Master stalling. When somebody asks you to do something and you know that you suffer with the disease to please, tell them, let me check my schedule, or I can't give you an answer right now. Let me get back to you. Go sit your ass somewhere down and weigh the pros and cons about whatever it is they ask you to do. Weigh the pros and cons. Master stalling. It's nothing wrong with not giving a person an answer right away. It's nothing wrong with that. You are not obligated to give the person an answer right away. I remember one time I heard Steve Harvey say this. He said, a lot of times dysfunctional, toxic people who are needy and who just want something, they call and say this emergency and they leave a message on the answer machine or on your phone, or they leave a voicemail or they text. He said he gives it 3 days before he gets back to the person. And 9 times out of 10, 1, they done found the solution. 2, it really wasn't an emergency. And 3, some of them forget all about why they called. Master stalling. You do not have to give an answer right away. Okay. So, number 2 prescription. Set your priorities straight. If you already got 4 or 5 things on your table that has to do with your family or whatever the case may be, or whatever your priority is, you already got a lot going on, stop adding more shit to your calendar and you know you can't do it. And the only reason why you remain or continue to do is because you don't want to upset that person. Set priorities. Whatever they may be. Set them. And number 1. Always realize that you have a choice. Always realize that when somebody asks you to do something, you have a choice. No or yes. No or yes. You got a choice. So if you have this toxic, unhealthy relationship with the disease to please, I just gave you 10 solutions. And you really got to ask yourself, why do I have it? And right now, what is it costing me? Is it costing me my health? Is it costing me money that I don't have? And then I'm worrying more because I keep doing this and not saying no. And it's costing me, but then it affects my family. It affects my household. It affects me mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. The disease to please is very toxic. And sometimes it look like you being a good Samaritan, or you're being godly. No, sorry. That is not what God intended. He did not intend for you to do shit to the point where it affects you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That is not godly. You can say what you want. Ain't nothing godly about that. Because God is not somewhere inflicting pain on you. No, that is your own doing. Take responsibility that that's your own doing. Has nothing to do with God. God is definitely about love, kindness, peace, joy, harmony. No. So I suggest you to really take the lenses off, take the glasses off, look at from a healthy perspective and say, do I have the disease to please? And if I do, what do I need to do to stop doing this? Because see, what we end up doing, especially as mothers, passing this shit down to our children. So now do not get this mixed up with being able to serve, because I feel like if God's blessed you with a lot, or if he blessed you with enough to be a blessing to somebody else where it's not going to harm you, so be it. Do it all the time. But this level to please, a lot of us, we're not even walking in our God-given talent or gifts or ministry because we're so worried about somebody's approval of it. Or we're so worried about ruffling feathers if we do it. We're so worried about how it's going to make the family look if we say it, if we speak our truth. Because y'all know the little secret. Now this ain't really for Caucasian people. I'm only going to talk about the black people because I'm black. You know, a lot of black families say we keep our business in the house, right? We don't tell nobody. But that's why most black families are sick. Yeah. So with that being said, you guys, if you have the disease to please, find out why. Go back to the core root. Where did you get it from? Where was it? Where did you pick it up from? Where was it installed? And deal with it from that. Cut the root of it. And when you're in a position that somebody asks you to do something, and then actually it really boils down to you attract you. You attract you. So if you keep on attracting people who take advantage of you, or you keep attracting people who always want you to do something, you might be serving you. I know. That was a little cutthroat. You might be serving you. You might be the person that is the person that keep showing up needing you to do something. So check you. Check you. With that being said, you guys, I'm your girl, Ms.Uorthodoc, the nonconformist healer. Thank you for joining me on Massive Move Mondays. I hope that something in this live will get you to the point where you want something different. You want different results. It gives you the comfortability to say, you know what, that's me in this area of my life. I need to bring balance here. And that you get rid of the toxic disease to please so that you can live in and walk in your authentic self, and that you can get all the best that Spirit wants you to have in your life. That's the goal. That's always the goal with all my lives, so that you can win within. Because it starts within. It's not the stuff on the outside, you guys. It's all the stuff in the inside. So you got to love on you first. You got to win within. You got to win for you first before you start doing it for everybody else. But that's how a lot of us get caught up in the disease to please because of not putting ourselves first from the beginning. And now you have a low self-worth, low confidence level, and low self-image of yourself. And so you do all these other things to bring that temporarily 5-minute or 5-second validation to yourself. Stop doing that. That's not a damn reward. It's a setback. It's not a reward. So much love and light. I hope that you are out making God smile today, you guys. If you're not, shame on you, because we got another yummy level of love, mercies, and new grace. And here's the thing, you guys. As you can see, first of all, my condolences out to those who lost loved ones in that latest shooting. I'm not even going to give that much energy to it. But I will say this, you guys. Be kind to people who you don't know on the outside. You never know that you may be the smile. You may be the hug. You may be the kind word to turn somebody's mind or change somebody's mindset who's getting ready to go out and do something destructive. You may be that person. So when people look at you, don't say, why the hell they looking at me? Smile. Say hello. Recognize them. Because you may be the solution of a terrorist attack not happening because of your kind energy. Because the time you took out to speak. It does not cost money to speak or be kind, you guys. It doesn't. And so, much love and light to you guys. I love you guys today. Get out and make God smile. Get out and make God smile. Love is the only thing that can impact on contact, and it sticks with the person for eternal. It sticks with the person for eternal. Master being a love injector, you guys. Master being a love injector. Love you guys. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for Womb Wellness Wednesday. Peace. I'm out.